on my channel I have videos of doing a shower renovation, upgrade to a shower, whole bathroom. It goes back and forth. People hire me for different reasons. It might just be the shower specifically and I'm not doing anything else in the bathroom. In this case, I'm doing the entirety of this bathroom. It's a small bathroom, which I'm kind of surprised at for a master bathroom, which this is. In Atlanta, metro Atlanta area, usually master bedrooms, of course, are bigger, and then your whole bathroom is bigger. And this one is kind of small. Like, they fit a lot of stuff in here in this small, very small area. This vanity, I believe, is 5 foot long. So you got a 5 foot long vanity, 3 feet of tile going up there, and then you have a big jacuzzi tub and a very small shower, and then the toilet is right around the corner over there, and then you have a little closet. So I'm going to be touching all of that. From the very get-go, taking all of this stuff out and getting it down to the bare bones, to building everything back and making it better than it was. And I'm going to kind of enumerate all the different facets of things I'm going to be doing, because obviously I'm going to be doing a video and I want you to see what it looks like before and all the different various aspects. Again, 5 foot vanity, 1 sink. Where's the other sink? Doesn't make any sense. I don't know why they would do this. As far as I know, this is all original, and so having this very, very long vanity that takes up so much space in a very limited space, and then you have 1 sink, makes no sense. So we're going to be putting a double sink in. I don't know what the vanity looks like currently. Oftentimes, and you may not know this, but oftentimes this 5 foot vanity is not 1 long vanity. If you see, it's actually 2 that are combined together. There's the intersection where they combine. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that they have their eyes on a contiguous piece of furniture that is going to go in this place. So there might be some plumbing that I have to do in the back. Again, if you guys don't know, there's usually a stack that has to do with all the plumbing that goes up under the ground and all that stuff, and then the stack goes up to your roof. And that stack is for gases and all that stuff. But your main sewer line that goes out to the street is usually inside of the stack, and it has a Y, meaning here's a stack, and then it has the Y that facilitates draining of this pipe. But I'm going to need a double Y, or a T if you will, and I might have to, because I don't know what I don't know, I might have to cut out that stack and put in that T so that I can actually feed both plumbing. So yeah, long story short, there's going to be some minor complications making this happen, including the supply line that I have to tap into and move over onto that side. The mirror is going to go, and I think the light is going to go, but I'm not putting in the light. I think they're going to do that afterward. The bead board that's on the wall, they don't like, and I don't like it either, so that's going to go. I don't do finished painting, and I don't do extensive sheetrock. But if they glued this, which I believe they probably did, then I'm going to rip it off the best I can and patch everything up. But I'm not going to be responsible for these walls. And the toilet's not leaving. It's a nice toilet. It's electrified. It's a bidet slash seat warmer slash beer light. It's got like all the bells and whistles and even a remote control. So that toilet's going to go back. But I still have to pull it and all that stuff because all this tile is going to go. Speaking of tile, look at this. 12 by 12 ceramic. God. If any of you guys watching do tile work, you remember the day? You remember the day that this is all we did? Like straight pattern, 12 by 12, sometimes it was 13 by 13, and you know, like we were cussing because none of these tile matched up to each other. All these tile, look at that. All these tile were 1/8 of an inch off or 1/16 off or something like that. So to mitigate that, we would have to put 1/4 inch, which this is 1/4 inch grout lines, so that we can make it look like it's straight. Yeah, that was back in the day. That's what we complained about. Oh, I gotta use a larger grout line that I don't want to and all that stuff. Fast forward 20 years, and I don't even think they sell this anymore, 12 by 12, but forever forever, all the complaints that we had about doing this type of tile now go away compared to what we're doing now. Same with the tub, kind of fugly 12 by 12 ceramic tile. They did offset this in half though. This may have been, I don't know if this is original. I know this is original. This may have been an afterthought. I'm not sure. Either which way, this is all going to go. I don't like getting rid of jacuzzi tubs, honestly. If I can, with not having to cut them out, then I usually put them on Craigslist and try and give them away to somebody that can use them again. In this case, I can't because my doorway, the doorway is I think 28 inches, and I'm not going to be able to get this out in one piece. So this is all going to go, and this wall is going to go also all the way to the ceiling because my customer wants, I'm going to show you in a minute this puny little shower. My customer wants an elongated, this is 9 foot from the back wall over here to over here. This is 9 foot long. So they want a 9 foot by 4 foot shower, which is humongous. Yes, the window will be encompassed into the shower. So what I'm going to do is take off the trim. More than likely, I'm just going to tile up to the inside part of this window because it is plastic type of window. And so once I take all this framing off, I should be good to go. I said I was going to replace it with plastic framing because this will be part of the shower, but I don't think that's going to be necessary because in my mind's eye, I'm going to be tiling all around this window up to the window frame itself. Well, the window proper. So I don't think there's going to be any issue with any water getting into wood. Anyway, getting on to the bigger picture. 2.5 feet, I measured it. This shower, 2.5 feet, literally, because my foot is about a foot, 2.5 feet by 1, 2, 3 and 3 and some change, 3 and 4 inches, 3 foot 4 inches by 2.5 feet. You feel claustrophobic in here, like I'm not a big guy, but oh my god. And then the shower head, like, it needed to be way up there. I'm not sure why they put it so low. It's so small. I can't believe that they would even. This is a master bedroom and a master shower and a master bathroom, and everything's kind of like puny. Another thing I noticed too when I came in here, and this is why I thought this was an afterthought. Somebody along the way swapped out the tile. Because a builder, as bad as this is, a builder wouldn't make it this bad. Just wouldn't. We're not doing bullnose anymore. When I say bad, look at the grout line. So they did the floor tile after the fact instead of doing the floor tile first, which is what they should have done. And they start out with 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch, all the way down to almost nothing, about 1/4 inch. And then they start again with about 1 inch down to about 3/4 inch, and then about 3/4 all along there, 3/4 all along there, 3/4 all. This is a huge grout line, which absolutely makes no sense whatsoever. The cutting around the drain is questionable, meaning they could have done much better cut. You know, we tile guys are very persnickety. We notice our own mistakes more than the customer does. And that's why I kind of feel like this wasn't a tile guy, because there's no way this would have passed his own muster. You know, like look at this, you got lippage of the drain. All around the corner here, there's lippage of the drain. So I just feel like this wasn't a tile guy. It may have been the homeowner who did this, I don't know. You know, you never really know. The curb is completely flat. There's absolutely no slope going into the shower, which kind of begets all this mold and mildew that's on the side here. But the mold and mildew that's around the grout line, I almost guarantee their wallboard is inside of their pan. Almost guaranteed. Because mold needs 3 things to survive. It needs some type of dampness, wetness, whatever. It needs air and it needs food. So it has all 3 of those here. Because almost guaranteed that wallboard is inside of the pan mortar. There's nowhere to hang anything. They probably had one of those cheesy little hangers off of the shower head arm where they could put all their shampoo and soap and all that stuff, but there's absolutely no shelving, no niche, no nothing in here. So it's basically it's a car wash for a human. That's all it is. It's just for you can get in here, soap, and get out. So extremely impractical. Extremely impractical. Anytime I do a shower, and me and my customer already did a powwow a couple weeks ago before I started this job. They're like, can we extend this out? I'm like, that's a given. Anytime I do a shower, I always try and maximize the depth, if not the length of the shower. And I can always, especially with a fiberglass shower, because they're finite, I can always go out to the door jamb. And so the curb would take up about 5 inches roughly of this, but you're still going to get another 1.5 feet by however the length is, you know, so you can get more real estate by making the shower bigger. And in this case, they're going on steroids because the shower will literally be from here all the way down to that wall, 9 foot long. And that 3 feet and whatever it was, 2 feet and something, I forget now. There's another whole foot here. So I think I did the math the other day and it's almost 4 foot across. If I go up to the door jamb, it's 4 foot to there. So it's gonna feel like a whole new shower period. Like the difference between now and about a week and a half from now is gonna be very profound, where you wouldn't even notice that this was all here at one point. Now, the caveat to that is, I believe, even though it looks like I'm up high, if I'm not mistaken, this is a slab. And because it's a slab, and because I'm symmetrical, I'm not leaving the drain there. So I'm gonna have to cut into the concrete where it's at there, and somewhere around here is where the drain is gonna go, about 2.5 feet over from there, cutting that trough. And I have a video on my channel on how to do that, and I'll post it up in the link, well, right there. I'll post it up there if you wanna know how to do that yourself. Relatively easy, but kind of messy. So that drain will go about center, so that when you walk in, and when you walk in over here, there will not be a panel of glass. So it's going to be a 3 foot opening with another, what, 3, 5, 6, another 6 feet of glass is what they started with. However, when I signed the contract, they're like, you know what, can we cut down on the cost of the glass and make a knee wall? And I'm like, yes, because wood and sheetrock is a whole lot cheaper than glass. So I'm gonna go up to here. The knee wall is gonna go from all the way from here, 6 feet down, and then go down this way. And so now they just need a 3 foot panel instead of a 6 foot panel. So that will save them at least half the cost. And then a 3 foot opening, there won't be a door here. But I will still shore up wood inside of this corner in case the next homeowner decides, you know what, I would like a door here. So the door guy will have something solid to go into. And I think that's it. I think that's all I'm responsible for. When this wall comes out, I don't texture. I can't replicate this. It makes me feel like a savant whenever I try and do what painters can do so well. So I'm not going to be responsible for that. But, you know, all in all, and then also because they want their function, there's going to be, the shower head currently is over here. So I'm going to swap it probably through the attic. So I'm going to swap it down this wall, and the shower head will be here. And there's going to be a slider bar with a wand on it. So there's going to be a diverter. And the shower valve that's currently there will go away because they're going to get a different one. And then I have to make that shower valve happen here, which is going to be a lot of work. But when you walk into the shower, same as my shower at home, when you walk in the shower, you can just turn on the water here. They want the diverter on that side because they said if we want to divert to the sprayer, we don't want to walk all the way back here. So I'm going to try and make that happen best I can, but it's a lot of crisscrossing the pipe. And normally if I were upstairs, it'd be okay because I have all the underneath the floor to deal with, but I don't have that here. So that's going to be a bit problematic. we will figure it out. You know, whatever it is that they end up with is a whole lot better than what they currently have, and more practical too. Oh, and then of course all this floor has to go up, so I brought my jackhammer, not just for the drain, but to jackhammer all of this tile off of here. This is going back 25, I think it's 25 years this tile has been on here. And there's no cracking, and there's no damage to this tile whatsoever, which is kind of amazing considering that it's on a slab. You would expect a crack to happen and transfer through the tile, but it has not happened. So that's good. Anyway, that's about it. It's a mouthful. I don't know how long this video is. This video is 15 going on 16 minutes long, just to explain what I'm going to be doing. Because it's a lot of work. And as I said, I'll be here a solid 2 weeks to make this happen. And this is day one. So I'm not going to show the demo process. There's a lot of videos on YouTube on how you take things out. I have a video that I think has 1.5 million views or something like that on how to take a mirror out. I have a couple videos on how to take a vanity out. I have a video on how to take a shower door out. I've done videos many times of cutting the line around the tile and pulling out the walls and all that stuff, and jackhammering out of the mortar bed. I think I have a video or two on how to cut a tub with a Sawzall. So I'm not going to be filming any of that stuff, but things along the way, yes, I will film. The fact that there's going to be wallboard inside of the pan that is wicked up and that has ruined things and that has caused mold and mildew, even outside of the shower, yes, I will show that. I will show things that are of interest, basically. Because I don't think doing a demo is interesting. It's just a gym membership, basically, is what it is. Okay, it is finished. Got it grouted, got everything installed. Everything's looking good, except, you know, final touches, painting. Toilet has to be set after they paint and all that stuff. But, you know, it's looking okay. I'm calling for water right now. I'm probably gonna get soaked. Oh, it's not on. I can turn it on. Oh yeah, I like it when a plan works. Anyway, that's it.